Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Understand this, and you will find strength." In a world where emotions seem like turbulent waves, how do we find our anchor? Join us as we explore 7 Stoic lessons that hold the key to mastering your emotions and navigating life's storms with steadfast determination. Before we begin, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to help us continue spreading this philosophy. Lesson number 1. Recognize what lies within your power. Have you ever felt caught in a storm? Not one with rain and thunder, but the storms of life? Unexpected challenges, disappointments, or abrupt changes. The Stoics, philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome, offer a lesson that acts like an anchor during such tempests. The dichotomy of control. Imagine this. You're planning an outdoor event, and despite meticulous preparations, it rains. While you can't dictate the weather no matter how much you might wish to, your response to it is entirely within your power. You could feel frustrated, complain, or instead, adapt, perhaps move the event indoors or even embrace the rain as a refreshing twist. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was once a slave and rose to become one of the most influential thinkers of his time, expressed it clearly. Some things are within our control, and others are not. It sounds straightforward, right? Yet within this simplicity lies a profound wisdom capable of transforming our daily lives. Every day, we encounter countless situations. Some are within our influence, like our habits, the books we read, or the people we spend time with. Others are completely beyond our reach. Global events, other people's actions, the passage of time, and yes, the weather. Here's where it becomes powerful. The Stoics believed our well-being doesn't hinge on external events, but rather on how we perceive and respond to them. It's not the event itself, but our judgment of it that shapes our emotions. Think back to a setback you faced. Maybe you didn't get a job you were aiming for. At the time, it might have felt like a crushing blow. Yet in hindsight, it may have opened the door to better opportunities or personal growth. So how can we apply this in our lives? Start by asking yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is yes, take proactive steps. If it's no, then it's an opportunity to practice acceptance and adaptability. By embracing this principle deeply, we can liberate ourselves from needless stress. We can approach life with composure, knowing that while we can't command the winds, we can adjust our sails. In a world that often feels unpredictable, the dichotomy of control serves as a guiding light. It encourages us to direct our efforts toward what truly matters and to find peace in accepting the things we cannot change. Lesson number 2. Think before responding. In today's fast-paced digital world, where instant reactions are often praised, the practice of reflection may seem outdated. However, it's this very act of pausing and contemplating that can serve as our saving grace in a society that expects quick responses. Think about the numerous occasions we face decisions, both big and small, from selecting a meal at a restaurant to choosing a career path. The range of choices is endless, but it's not just the importance of these decisions that counts, it's the way we approach them. Let's explore a familiar situation. Receiving a message that triggers a strong emotional response. Perhaps it's a colleague critiquing your work or a friend making a careless remark. The instinctive reaction may be to defend yourself or feel angry. But what if, instead of diving straight into that emotional reaction, you took a moment to pause? By allowing yourself that brief separation, you're not denying your emotions, but rather creating space for them to be processed and understood. This practice of reflection is not about passively accepting or avoiding situations. It's about actively engaging with our thoughts and feelings. It's about asking insightful questions. Why did this comment affect me so strongly? What deep-seated beliefs or past experiences are influencing my current emotional state? Is my immediate reaction based on the present moment or past baggage? Additionally, reflecting before responding is a practice that nurtures empathy. By giving ourselves time, we allow room to consider the viewpoints of others. Maybe your colleague had a tough day, or your friend didn't realize how their words might impact you. By reflecting, we open the door to understanding, not only for ourselves, but for those around us. In relationships, this can serve as a foundational principle. How many misunderstandings could be avoided if we took the time to reflect before reacting? How many connections could be built rather than destroyed? It's in these reflective pauses that we discover clarity, compassion, and connection. Furthermore, In professional environments, the ability to stop and reflect is priceless. Leaders who take time to think before making decisions tend to earn greater respect and trust. They are viewed as thoughtful, measured, and wise. Decisions made after reflection often endure over time. In a world that often seems to be moving at breakneck speed, the act of reflection becomes a form of quiet resistance, a powerful declaration that we will not be swept away by the rush of immediacy. It's a promise to ourselves, to our mental well-being, and to the quality of our relationships with the world. In essence, reflecting before reacting is more than just a habit. It's a philosophy, a way of life that values depth over speed, understanding over impulsiveness, and meaningful connections over shallow interactions. It's a journey inward that has profound outward effects, shaping not just our responses but the very essence of our lives. Lesson number 3. Practice emotional detachment. In a world that often feels like an emotional roller coaster, the concept of practicing dispassion might seem unusual. However, let's explore what it truly means and the transformative power it carries. Dispassion is not about repressing feelings or becoming detached from the world around us. It's about developing a balanced perspective, finding peace amidst chaos. Imagine being able to observe events, situations, and even your own emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Think back to the last time you watched an intense movie. There were moments of tension, excitement, perhaps even sorrow. Yet, while you were immersed in the story, a part of you always knew it was just a film. You didn't rush to save the hero or comfort the crying character. You observed, you felt, but you stayed in your seat. This is the essence of practicing dispassion, being deeply involved in life, feeling its many emotions but also knowing when to stay grounded and observe the unfolding drama without getting swept away. This approach becomes crucial in today's age of information overload. Every day we're bombarded with updates, alerts, and news. Reacting with intense emotions to every bit of information would leave us constantly drained. Dispassion serves as a buffer, providing a way to engage with the world in a more thoughtful and balanced manner. Dispassion also plays a key role in relationships. We've all been in situations where conversations escalate, where disagreements flare up. In those moments, practicing dispassion can make the difference between a constructive conversation and a destructive argument. It allows us to listen more attentively, to respond rather than impulsively react, and to handle conflicts with greater understanding and poise. To cultivate dispassion, we begin with self-awareness, regularly checking in with ourselves, identifying emotional triggers, and understanding our behavior patterns. This creates a space between what happens to us and how we respond. In that space, we gain the freedom to choose our reactions, to act with purpose rather than from impulse. And while dispassion might seem like detachment from life's joys and pleasures, it actually enhances them. By not being overly fixated on outcomes, we can fully immerse ourselves in the experience, savoring each moment without the constant fear of loss or change. Practicing dispassion is about finding balance in an ever-shifting world. It acts as a guide to inner calm, leading us through life's different landscapes with grace. By embracing this practice, we not only improve our own lives, but also bring a sense of peace and clarity to those around us. Lesson number 4. Ask yourself, will this be important in 5 years? Life is full of moments that challenge our patience, endurance, and outlook. From small annoyances like spilling coffee to more significant obstacles such as conflicts with loved ones, our days are filled with situations that stir a variety of emotions. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to become overwhelmed by our immediate feelings. A missed deadline, a harsh comment, or an overlooked anniversary can seem like a catastrophe. But one thought-provoking question can shift our perspective and bring clarity. Will this matter in 5 years? This simple yet powerful question acts as a mental time machine, allowing us to step into the future and reflect on the present. Suddenly, that intense argument or lost opportunity is seen from a different angle. Most of the things we worry about today will eventually become distant memories in the broader story of our lives. Think back to the struggles and anxieties you had 5 years ago. How many of those still have significance today? How many have been overshadowed by new experiences, lessons, and memories? Recognizing this can be both a humbling and liberating realization. Using this question as a frequent reference point helps us better prioritize our concerns. It allows us to differentiate between fleeting setbacks and more lasting consequences. For example, While a difficult day at work might feel overwhelming now, in the bigger picture, it's just one day in a career that spans many years. This perspective nurtures resilience. When we face challenges, reminding ourselves of the broader context can help ease anxiety and encourage problem solving. Rather than getting bogged down by the issue at hand, we can devise a plan, adjust, and move forward, knowing that time often brings clarity and solutions. But this question isn't only about reducing our worries, it also prompts us to focus on what truly matters. If we want our actions and decisions to have lasting impact, we must invest in relationships, personal development, and experiences that endure the test of time. In a world that often celebrates the present moment, will this matter in 5 years? Serves as a guiding light, leading us toward a life filled with purpose, clarity, and peace. By consistently revisiting this question, we can navigate life's highs and lows with grace, ensuring that our time and energy are focused on what truly matters. Lesson number 5. Keep a philosophical journal. The practice of journaling has been revered across different cultures and eras, not merely as a record of events, but as a means for self-reflection, development, and insight. The Stoics, with their focus on self-awareness and continuous improvement, were no strangers to this practice. A Stoic journal isn't simply a log of daily occurrences. It's a space for introspection, a dialogue with oneself, and a way to examine emotions, decisions, and reactions. It's where the outside world meets the inner self, where experiences are assessed in light of personal values and beliefs. Picture finishing your day by recounting not only what occurred, but how you reacted. Why did a specific comment bother you? What triggered that moment of joy during an otherwise routine task? By reflecting on our day, we begin to uncover the patterns of our thoughts and behaviors. We start to recognize the triggers that influence our emotions, the values that shape our choices, and the habits that define our lives. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, kept a journal that is now known as Meditations. It wasn't intended for public consumption. It was a private conversation, a place for him to steer himself, to remind himself of Stoic ideals, and to navigate his life's challenges with wisdom. Through his writings, we witness a man confronting his duties, his emotions, and his place in the universe. But you don't need to be an emperor to benefit from a Stoic journal. In today's world, filled with distractions and an endless stream of information, carving out time for self-reflection is more vital than ever. A daily check-in becomes a grounding practice, bringing clarity amidst the chaos. Over time, this habit can lead to profound insights. You might realize that certain circumstances repeatedly cause stress, urging you to address them or shift your perspective. You might find that practices like gratitude or mindfulness improve your mood and outlook. The patterns that surface can provide valuable guidance for personal growth. Beyond personal insights, a Stoic journal encourages responsibility. By dedicating time to daily reflection, we hold ourselves accountable for our responses and decisions. It becomes difficult to overlook recurring mistakes or dismiss lapses in judgment. Instead, we are motivated to learn, adapt, and improve. In essence, keeping a Stoic journal is like having a wise, non-judgmental companion by your side, always ready to listen, reflect, and guide. It is a commitment to self-improvement, to understanding oneself more deeply, and to living in accordance with one's values and principles. Lesson number 6. View challenges as chances. The world is full of challenges, ranging from personal setbacks to global upheavals. Obstacles are an inevitable part of the human experience. But what if, instead of seeing these obstacles as burdens, we recognize them as hidden opportunities? The Stoics had a powerful outlook on adversity. They believed that although we can't always control the events that happen to us, we can control how we interpret and respond to them. This shift in perspective changes challenges from simple obstacles to valuable lessons. A quote from Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius beautifully captures this idea. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means that every challenge, every obstacle can propel us forward if we choose to view it as a chance for growth. Imagine a river encountering a boulder in its path. Instead of stopping, the river finds a way around it, either by eroding the rock over time or carving a new path. The boulder, an apparent obstacle, becomes a catalyst for change. altering the river's course. Likewise, in our lives, challenges can alter our direction, often leading us to outcomes we never anticipated. For example, a job loss, while initially devastating, might open doors to a new career, a chance to learn new skills, or even the opportunity to start our own business. A failed relationship might lay the groundwork for personal growth, self-discovery, and the chance for deeper, more meaningful connections in the future. This Stoic perspective also nurtures resilience. When we begin to see challenges as opportunities, we become more adaptable, more prepared to face adversity head-on. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we start asking, "What can I learn from this? How can this experience make me better?" Of course, this doesn't mean we should seek out difficulties or downplay real hardships. It's about recognizing that within every challenge is potential, a seed of opportunity. By cultivating this seed with a positive mindset, patience, and perseverance, we can turn obstacles into stepping stones, leading us toward growth, wisdom, and fulfillment. Lesson number 7. Cultivate thankfulness. In the vast fabric of human emotions, gratitude stands as a shining thread, intertwining moments of happiness, fulfillment, and clarity into our existence. While it is an emotion that may emerge naturally, the Stoics advocated for the intentional cultivation of gratitude, turning it into a daily practice to ground oneself in the present and recognize life's gifts. Gratitude is more than just expressing thanks. It is a profound recognition of the countless forces, experiences, and people that enrich our lives. It is about appreciating the beauty in the ordinary, the lessons in adversity, and the fleeting nature of every moment, making each one even more valuable. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This perfectly encapsulates the heart of gratitude, being deeply anchored in the moment, savoring every second, experience, and interaction. Reflect on the simple joys we often overlook: the warmth of the sun on a chilly day, the sound of laughter, a meal shared with family, or the very breath that sustains us. By pausing to recognize and celebrate these moments, we enhance their significance and beauty in our lives. Practicing gratitude also provides a balance to our natural tendency to focus on what we lack, unmet needs, unfulfilled desires, or uncertainties about the future. By shifting our attention to what we already have instead of what we don't, we nurture contentment, alleviate feelings of jealousy or bitterness, and improve our overall well-being. One might ask, how does one begin to cultivate this practice? It can be as simple as beginning or ending each day by noting 3 things for which you are thankful. Over time, this habit can shift your perspective, making you more open to life's blessings and more resilient in the face of difficulties. Furthermore, gratitude strengthens relationships. When we express appreciation for the kindness, support, or love we receive from others, we nurture bonds, promote mutual respect, and create a cycle of goodwill and affection. In a world that often emphasizes acquiring more possessions, more achievements, more desires, gratitude serves as a gentle reminder of the abundance already present in our lives. It calls us to celebrate the now, to embrace life with open arms, and to walk the journey of existence with a heart full of appreciation. As the day draws to a close, we are left with the reverberations of timeless wisdom in our contemporary lives. How will you apply these Stoic teachings to mold your future? We would love to hear your reflections and experiences. Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this path of self-growth together. I hope you found value in the video, and I am grateful for your company. Until we meet again, stay curious, stay grounded, and always seek knowledge.